And then no double strike. They hello good game us. Send out the hearts. You gotta love a fan, right? Oh no! Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you for taking the time to help support the channel. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button right now. It's the greatest thing you can do to help support me today. If you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and then you'll be getting in on our contests and giveaways, you guys. Not only will you be reminded of great content when it comes out, but 500,000 gems, a complete D&D rare playset giveaway is up for grabs just to our subscribers, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So definitely get in on that. And again, thank you so much for helping support the channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Woo! Today we will be playing with the Deck Destroyer. We have a 100% win rate through Mythic, undefeated, climbing into the top 800 with ease, chopping down some of the top players in the world, which is really cool. We have a Dimir control deck. This isn't pretty. This is a dirty deck, but we're late in game, or late in meta, I should say, where control can really thrive because people are playing, the same 6 decks over and over and over again, and we can take advantage of that, and that's today's plan. We're using Test of Talents and Necromentia to destroy our opponent's decks, and it actually works out relatively well, which is cool. So in the video, we're going to break down the deck list. It's more than just those 2 cards. We'll talk about the strategies and synergies incorporated there within, breaking into the gameplay footage after this, discussing all of our playlines and interactions, and of course wrapping up with our final thoughts and deck review. The whole process is meant to give you, the viewer, a good idea whether or not the deck is right for your personal playstyle, and of course your wildcard collection. Cheers, like the video if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel, and if you're looking for any more information, check out the Linktree link in the description below, where you can easily give it a Google. 60 cards, best of 1 standard is the name of the game, 3.6 average mana value with 34 non-creatures and 2 creatures. We have 24 land with a few MDFC to bring us up to a smooth 26. Jwari Disruption is that land that can double down as a counterspell. Like mentioned earlier, we're relying heavily on Necromentia for 3, a sorcery spell. Choose a card name other than a basic land. Search your opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with that name. Exile them. That player shuffles and then creates a 2/2 black zombie creature token for each card exiled from their hand this way, right? So if it comes from their hand, they get a 2/2 zombie. It's a little bit of a trade-off, but I wouldn't be worried about it at all. Taking out Winota, taking out Emergent Ultimatum, taking out Elite Spellbinder, Ember Cleave. There are so many dirty cards that you can just eliminate from the decks. You no longer have to deal with them. The Great Henge, it's amazing. I want to call it Solar Flare, Zenith Flare. Every deck has a good card. Well, Necromentia seeks to destroy that card, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, we have Test of Talents as well. Instant speed for 2. Counter target instant or sorcery spell. Search your controller's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that spell. Exile them. That player shuffles, then draws a card for each card exiled from their hand this way. So instead of getting a zombie if it's from their hand, they get to draw a card, which is pretty cool. Only running 2 copies of Test of Talents because it doesn't hit everything. It only hits instances. It only hits sorceries. So if you have the choice, make sure you prioritize your Necromentia on enchantments, creatures, planeswalkers, and Test of Talents can hit the instances and sorceries. However, just get what you get, and you'll probably shut down their deck altogether as well. So, that's kind of what everything revolves around. We do have Ashiok in deck. We have Professor Onyx in deck, and we have Ugin in deck, as that top end, gotcha effect. We also have the Crawling Barrens, in which we can dump our mana into to apply +1/+1 counters to it, having the choice to create a creature or not, which is pretty cool. A little bit of ramp through the Solemn Simulacrum, nothing much, but it does help us, right? It gets us going, and then if our opponent deals with it, it's a draw too. So, land ramp clogs up the field, plus a draw, really, really good. Mazemind Tome, allowing us to scry, allowing us to draw the life gain there as well. Negate, this is the true MVP of the meta today. there's so many gross things that Negate just stops, right? It literally protects me from everything that I don't like, which is quite nice. So we also have Elspeth's Nightmare, a little bit of removal, a little bit of hand hate, and we get access to the cards in their hand. We can see what they're playing. So if we haven't figured it out yet by the cards that they've played, Nightmare will help us figure that out, and then we get to control their graveyard there as well, which is nice. Shadow's Verdict wipes the field 3 or less planeswalkers and creatures and clears the graveyard, so that's really nice for graveyard control. The event, odd or even for the exile is really nice. Single target exile on creature or planeswalker through Baleful Mastery is really nice. Taking out Faceless Haven, it's so great. Behold the Multiverse for the draw. We can foretell it as well. And that's basically it. We have the Castle Vantress in deck as well. Tap for 5, scry 2. You can't complain with that so much these days either. If you're unfamiliar with Ashiok, you can plus to create 2 3s whenever they engage in combat. Opponent will exile the top 2 of their library. -3, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then that player exiles a card from their hand. And -7, you may cast spells, 3 spells from our opponent's face-up exiled cards without paying their mana cost, which is pretty cool. Ugin, this +2, 3 damage -X, exiling each colored permanent with mana value X or less. And then -10, you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and then put 7 permanents from your hand into play. Onyx has Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy instant or sorcery, gain 2 life. Opponent loses 2 life, +1, lose 1 life. Look at the top 3, 1 into your hand, the rest into the graveyard. Really cool ability there. -3, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. And finally, -8, each opponent discards a card. If they don't, they lose 3 life. Repeat 6 more times, which is just instant lethal, basically, right? So that's really cool stuff within the deck. Again, general strategy and synergy. Push out the game as long as you can, right? Get that card advantage throughout the interactions that you have via Extinction Event, via Shadow's Verdict, via Necromentia, and Test of Talents, right? You can get big wipes. Even Ugin can get really big wipes. Planeswalkers, are positive advantage as well. You can get a minus in on one of them and then still have the Planeswalker remain in play, which is really nice. So yeah, determine what deck they're playing and then think of what cards do I need to take out of this deck to win. If it's a Winota deck, you take Winota. If it's mono white, you probably want to take Elite Spellbinder. If it's another control deck, maybe you're taking Ugin out of the deck. If it's a Ultimatum deck, you're probably taking the Ultimatum. It's fairly straightforward, right? So cool. That's that. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to the channel to get in on our contests and giveaways, and check out the link tree if you're looking for more information on anything or you want to support the channel. Thank you all so much. Enjoy the gameplay footage, and we'll be back after that to wrap up with my final thoughts and deck review. Ayo, River! We played with Necromentia the other day, and what goes great with Necromentia? Oh, I don't know. Test of Talents? Wow, right? So, let's try to hunt our opponent's deck. Kroxa is our go-to here, first off. Already one in the grave. We can verdict it away. Tome out. I mean, as long as we build into this turn 5 verdict. Just take the Scry for life. Ashiok can go for now. Need to deal with that grave as soon as possible. We don't have enough yet. So let's push this over. We have the Scry. We're close to a verdict. They could potentially even play it here, right? They have another land. Crux is in play. Brace for impact, right? Crystalline Giant. Fine. It's not great. It's it could be worse though. Simulacrum can go to the bottom. We already have one. Just looking for another black source. This is it here. Well, I mean, you know, it could be worse. I guess the question is, you know, what do we see here? Let's block the maximum amount of damage that we can to 8. Drawing a card. Land is good for 6. Kroxa comes out. Let's dump Test of Talents. Right? So that's real nice. Only one card in grave. Still in a rough spot here. Wakebringer? What? What? Let's just take the Scry. It's our 7th land. It can go. The beginning of your upkeep, so we have to take it now. We're going to take out all other copies of Kroxa. Bone Crusher, Mire Trident. The Bone Crusher is annoying. We're at 8. Yeah, let's just take the Scry. The 8th land might not be a bad thing. Disruption's too slow. Let's just continue eating their deck away, I guess. I don't care about Fumaroil. Right? Let's take out their Quakebringers. Calamity Bearer is another option. Bone Daddy out. We get rid of Fumaroil from their hand here. Or better yet, Awakening. I don't think there's anything sorcery that we'd want to... Actually, we could get a Planeswalker here. They're gonna just roast us. right? They have enough mana to do both. I don't think it's great. I don't want to hold off, right? Like, we need to draw its targeting here, right? Like, they just wipe it with the 2 Fumaroyals. They don't. They do it after. They just wait. I definitely want to draw them both out. That puts them down to 1 card. We have 10 life. What would they play for 5? That's an instant or sorcery. Doesn't have to be instant or sorcery. What would they play for 5? Quakebringer. Maybe we should hold on to that. Not great. I guess actually we could have tapped it, but then it would have died, and I don't want it to die. So now we can block it and survive. Are you freaking kidding me? And they can get around it. That's so annoying. Nice. So now we're just trading. Right, it's gonna hit for 8 anyways, so. Just sucks. Okay, that's great. Thank you! Thank you! It's minus on that giant. And we've got Negate for protection. Perfect. Perfect. Good game. They put up a better fight than I thought they would. Necromentia still representing in these off-tone matches once we discover what's going on. Alright, our opponent's playing first. I think it's a rogue deck. Shadow's Verdict. Take us home! I believe in you. A Mulligan, Blackland Vessel, Mono Black Enchantments. Shadow's Verdict can still take us home. All we're doing is collecting land. Verdict, Ugin. Take us home, boys. A Village Writing, the Vessel. For the draw. They're like, no. I want a 5/5, bruh. Immediately. That's really greedy. Could have got more value from it. Doo-dah. Oh, we like the land, right? Do I feel like taking 5 damage? Yep, because we need to keep our mastery for the friggin' Faceless Haven, right? And they go for it anyways. Yikes. That's uncomfortable. Nice. Okay. We take out the Haven. Without giving them a draw. I guess that's a good thing. Holy moly. Alright, at least we get 2 here. I was sad that we're using our verdict just to, you know, hit the 5/5 token. That's much better. Back to 9. We could have even waited one more turn. That event is nice. I can sit there. We're 5. Next turn 6. Turn after that 7. We're getting close. Uh-oh, let me turn my ringer off. So sorry. Awkward. Stop texting me! There we go. That's the turn. I still think this is fairly healthy for us. Take the draw. Push our mana into the Barrens. Decline. More land. You gotta get out there with the land skis, right? So, I really just want a minus. They could have oh, what's that card that just brings it right back? The MDFC land. Malakar's Rebirth. That could be an option.
Open your books to page 17.
We're gonna have to see. Doesn't look like there was protection from Luris. And our turn. We have Event. We have Elspeth's Nightmare. And we're drawing the land with Onyx for Ugin. I'll show them Event. It doesn't matter. As long as we don't have to discard our whole hand. Don't you make me drop Ugin! I don't think the scribe really matters. Oh, that is a good card. Throw it to the bottom. It's not a land. There we go. There we go. Dream team has been assembled. All right, what do we want to take from them? Just plussing our planeswalkers here. I like Test of Talents.
I never thought I'd miss the library.
As far as what we're taking, you know, it's gonna be 2 or less. Let's take Call of the Death Dweller. And that way they're not bringing Luris back. Okay, they just have removal in hand. We get rid of their recursion, so we know Luris has been dealt with now. And we can pass our turn. I guess we can throw Crawling Barrens in front of their haven. Oh, but they can Heartless Act it. Questions, questions, questions. Just right to my person? I'll allow it. Take the draw instead. Oh, gosh. 4 damage. Ugin's about to grab a 7, so... I don't care. And, yeah, this is pretty tasty here, right? All these lands are in untapped. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, let's throw that in as well. We get to draw a land, we get a scry. I've been really liking Ugin's Minus recently. Another Necro. I mean, I guess. Just dominate their deck. Baleful Mastery is actually better because we can take the Haven.
Let's go digging.
Let's foretell that. Drop our hand size down. And then we'll throw away Jwari Disruption. Oh, I guess we don't have to. Nice. I mean... Sure. You can have it. Right? I mean, I just don't know if that's even worth a counter. I want the draw instead! And here comes the scoop. Baleful Mastery is one of my favorite cards here. We have the Magecraft through Professor Onyx as well for further life gain. That's 2 in a row. A top 800 player there. Just getting cut down with ease. I love it. Alright, we're going first. Whew. Test and Necro. Interesting. Can we make it worthwhile? Toto? What are you playing? Land can go for now. Let's try to find something first. Right, we probably need more removal. Like a wipe. An event or a verdict. Baleful Mastery is cool too. An Elspeth's Nightmare would be actually a cool 3-drop. Then we can see in their hand. And then we know, you know, what we want to do with our talents and Necro after that. If you guys want access to this card list of your deck remaining, your percentages, everything, that's called Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant. You can find a download within my link tree. Check it out. It's really cool. It's what gives you the amount of wins we have as well, which is nice. Are we getting roped right off the start? Toto? Toto, you're making us cry, bro. Is your connection all right? Toto! Reset the client! No! Toto. You poor soul, Toto. It's, something white. We still have to win the match, right? Maybe that's part of their big plan. Luring us into a sense of false security, and then kabam! Toto strikes. Was Toto the dog from The Wizard of Oz? Toto's lost. Needs its owner. I mean, a win's a win's a win. I'm not a proud man. I'll show you guys what goes on my day to day. Oh, they are here. It has to be mono white, so we can search for wipes in removal. Toto, your day's not going to get any better, my friend. I'm going to take Elite Spellbinder. Got him. Oh, it's a Winota deck. Not mono white. So that next one needs to go to Winoti Poo. But, you know, now that they can't push Verdict out, we can still kind of wipe the field on them. And Winota's not going to be that much of a threat. Their hand is still pretty nasty, though, right? That's a nasty hand. Let's pass. Third white land. Gross. Let's just counter it. Well... let's take our draw first. It is a land, so let's let it through. The Bone Crusher Giant can stomp the token. I would love to test of talents that Bone Crusher. I don't know if that's going to be an option. Now is our client froze? I mean, that bar is frozen. There's no harm in resetting. Closed. Open. Computer's pretty quick, right? Can load it up in a hurry, and that way we know it's not on us. Because I have gone through that so many times. So it's always best just to check. And I don't think it was our connection. Everything loaded up quite nicely. It's our opponent's turn. So... I think we just clean it up. We get a 2/2. They're looking for a red land. Skyclave's fine. Barrens can go. We want Baleful Mastery to hit the thing. That's minus on the apparition. Back to their hand. Now they have to discard. Probably Kenrith goes. It's a hard decision for them. Right? Like, I'm still scared, and we got a free turn, basically, right? Right off the start with their connection issue. Oh! And they've still got us kind of in a weird spot after they've even been kind of bricking on land. My best bet to win this is have them leave in frustration, because gosh dang, I hate Winota. We need another Necro, and then I can scoop Winota out of the deck. And that way it's just Blade Historian. Or maybe we just go straight for Blade Historian. And we're just like, you know what? Say goodbye to your double strike. Hopefully, this has just been a bad experience for them. And I don't, like, that's not something I should say, right? Hopefully this has been a bad, that's terrible. That's not what I mean. But at the same time, they toss Winotskis. Interesting. Hit for 2. As long as they don't draw a mountain. or even an well, I guess, you know, Blade Historian we could deal with. I like how I can drag their cards out of their hand. Oh, and it only has like a certain view. Ah! The invisible giants. That's where I like to keep my bone crushers, just like hidden away, and then out of nowhere. It's such a thin card. It just like folds into the multiverse. They got the land, and they bone crush that. I'm going in with Ashiok again. This is a plus though. Right, that's really nice. We have the Disruption, but I think we're still gonna hold that. I don't know if we should really play that. Because if they lock on land again, it could be good, right? So I can see them not going straight into the Blade Historian because it's so easy for us to deal with. But maybe they do. We love you, Toto. You have a high level of resolve, and I respect that. They can't kill Ashiok, right? We've got tokens, so their Skyclave is of little value. Bone Crusher out. Unless they draw another land, we still have a counter spell, and then no double strike. They hello good game us. Send out the hearts. You gotta love a fan, right? Toto! Oh, much love, bro. Better luck in your next game. Thank you so much for the good match. Top 800, we're killing it. Thanks to Toto, of course. Woof. Toto, much love. That's what you get for playing Winota. Oh, I'm kidding. We've got a gentleman in chat. Todd's gonna love that. The Deck Destroyer reigns true. Test of Talents is such a good card, but what happens in those creature decks? You know, what happens in the decks where it has no target? It's just a dead card. So we can't run 4 copies, but I think we can get away with 2 copies, balancing it with Negate, and then doubling down on the effect with Necromentia. I am crushing so hard right now on Necromentia. Man, nice card. Is good in the late meta, right? Now that we know what our opponents are playing every match, basically on their first land or two, you know, we know exactly what threats are within that deck. Necromentia is a heater late on in the meta, much like control decks are in general. I find control decks really gain a lot of strength as the meta ripens, quote unquote, which is pretty cool. So it's nice, right? You get a better grasp on what playlines to interact with, and then you know, you're playing your cards more effectively or more efficiently, right? So cool stuff. Thanks for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure to like the video if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to the channel to help support and get in on your contests and giveaways. Links for everything in the Linktree link. Support the channel if you can afford to do so, or just jam out to our Spotify playlists at the bottom of that Linktree in the description below. Give it a Google, watch some more videos of mine, and most importantly, have yourselves a magical day. Take care.